Hey y'all, this is Skylife, your host. We are back. Okay, let me see. Let me see how to get everything together. Okay, so it is early in the afternoon. So I want to give a quick update on some of the information from the FBG Duck Trial. Uh, Let me see. I got a couple of documents I want to show you guys, and you could definitely come in later and review them. Um, but let me see. I'm going to start reading I'm going to start with because I saw a good document. It was the Santiago Proffer, and that's where a whole bunch of information was. But in regards to this case, there is a lot of new information. But let me first say welcome to all my subscribers. And if you are at this channel and you have not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I have set um, I've set the comments to subscriber only mode. And I also need moderators in this sector. I have moderators for the R.Kelly case, which I also follow. And I need moderators for the FBG Duck sector. So, if you want to be a moderator for this channel, when I do these type of videos, just come in the chat and let me know. I'm also on IG, and my name is Skylife. Right here, SKYYELYFE. If you want to donate to the channel, you could do it by Cash App, Super Chat, or Super Stickers. My Cash App is $Skylife, SKYYELYFE. Donations are appreciated. This trial is supposed to be, they said, 4 weeks long. It is supposed to start October the 10th. And you basically have, from what I see, 6 co-defendants, you guys. That's a lot of attorneys. That's a lot of paperwork. And that's a whole lot of talk. Okay. So with that being said, please donate to the channel. Any amount is welcome. I'm not picky about that. All help is appreciated. Let me talk about a little bit about me. I am a Chicago native, born and raised on the southeast side of Chicago. I came interested in the FBG Duck case and the drill scene actually when uh, Duck lost his life. Anybody that's from Chicago, they know that was how should I put it? Um, that was the incident. The way he was basically assassinated in the Gold Coast is not something that we see every day. Okay, in Chicago, we have a lot of crimes. We have a lot of course, murders and violence. You guys see it, but the way that happened, that was unheard of. You guys, that was almost something you would think would happen in a movie scene. And that's what brought me into paying attention to what they are now calling the drill scene and drill rappers. And I'm new. I could give you a Chicago perspective on things. However, I am very new to this drill scene. So today I put in the title that it's going to be about the uh, the anonymous jury in which the government in this trial did put in a motion to have an anonymous jury, and that was approved. So the jurors will be anonymous in this trial. Let me also state I put up some previous videos in regards to, it was an old indictment. Some of that stuff is from 2022. So I'm a little bit behind, but I will be catching up with the information. Go back and watch my previous lives and my previous videos in regards to this case. And also, let me state this: I have followed the R.Kelly case, and all this paperwork that I'm reading, people understand, and especially this Santiago Proffer. Um, Why won't it let me? Hold on. Maybe I got to take this banner down. All this information that I'm reading. Oh, come on. Is it trying to give me a hard time? It's saying that it's up there. Hold on, y'all. It's always something. Uh-oh. Hold on. You got to give my battery. Didn't know that. Give me a second, people. Hold on, y'all. That's what I was trying to spend time doing, is getting the doggone, getting the paperwork up here. And now, hold up. Okay, there we go. All right. So, like I was saying, I have followed the R.Kelly case, and understanding all of this paperwork that I have read and that I'm reading, understand that this is the government's version of events, people. This is the government's narrative. This is how they're saying things occurred. Okay. Understand that this is their, what they call a persuading argument. Now, you talk to the guys from the OBlock 6, and they are going to probably tell you that that's not what happened, and it happened an entirely different way. So just keep that in mind when I'm reading all of this information. So I'm gonna try and get through this. It's a lot of pages. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, so we might do this in 2 parts. But let me also read what it says, because I just Googled it real quick. A proffer, the Santiago proffer. The proffer summarizes the alleged conspiracy the state believes it will prove at trial, discusses the law regarding co-conspirator statements, and sets forth facts the state asserts supports the omission of co-conspirator statements. Okay, so basically, to my understanding, a proffer is when people get caught, they basically are providing information, they telling. Okay, this is basically information that the government put together based on information that was told, or stuff that they acquired in regards to evidence in this trial. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I just breezed over this, but let's get into it. This Santiago proffer, baby, this is something else. Okay, it says a proffer is a mechanism to offer or present evidence at trial for immediate acceptance or rejection. Okay, so we're gonna read this now. I can't see what y'all saying. However, I'll be on the other side. But anybody that wants to comment, they can. Everybody is welcome to comment if you choose. And we'll probably do a part 2 on this. Okay, so let me go here. All right. So United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, United States of America versus Charles Liggins. And like I said before, in a previous live I did, right here where you see, matter of fact, let me pull up on my phone so I can make sure you guys can see I can see what you guys can see. I can see what. Okay. All right. So can y'all see me highlighting? Okay, you can. So right here where it says Charles Liggins, understand each co-defendant has paperwork with this under their name. For some reason, they have Charles Liggins as that's the first one that I pulled up. Okay, but understand all the codees have this information here. Also, I forgot there was a new guy, Ralph Turpin. He was picked up, which is now making it the OBlock 6. He was picked up in this case. I believe this was like in, was it April? I think they picked up another guy in regards to this case. His name was Ralph Turpin. He's also in the paperwork. And understand this, I'm not a legal attorney. I'm not giving you any legal advice. All I'm doing is reading the paperwork. Okay, I'm a regular person reading paperwork. That's it. All right. So it says government Santiago Proffer and motion to admit evidence pursuant to Federal Rule of Evidence 801D 2E. Okay, so let's get to it, y'all. Look at these table of contents. Introduction. Overview of the conspiracy to murder Carlton Weekly in aid of racketeering as charged in count 3 of the superseding indictment. And I think I read the first indictment, but I did see another indictment in there, and I will read that. Y'all just make sure you subscribe and hang in there. I'm uh I got different hours that I come on, so you never know. Just check the channel. You just come in, watch. Like we only got 2 people here now. That's fine. Hopefully other people will watch the video later. Okay. Number 3. Oh, and let me say this too. Understand, people, I know you guys are fascinated by the drill scene. Understand that this is Carlton Weekly is actually a guy that was murdered. He has a family. Also, these people that are in the indictment, they have families. Okay, so keep that in mind when you guys are talking about this case and also doing commentary. All right, so number 3, overview of OBlock as an enterprise engaged in racketeering activity. OBlock is an enterprise as defined in Title 18 United States Code Section 1959. OBlock engaged in racketeering activity as defined in Title 18 United States Code Section 1959B1 and 1961-1. OBlock has a deadly rivalry with STL EBT dating back at least a decade. Okay, you guys, now I'm new to this, and I wish I had a drill person here that could help me translate some of this. But STL and EBT are sets, and I'm gonna go forward and I'm gonna say gang sets. Okay, so to my understanding, and I could be wrong, but I'm just telling y'all I'm new. My understanding is STL is St. Lawrence and EBT is Eberhard. All right, OBlock is clicked up with neighboring Black Disciple factions. And it says E dead bitches. I'm assuming this they saying something about Duck song dead bitches. Governing law, existence of and membership in conspiracy, in furtherance of conspiracy, alternative basis for admissibility of statements, A defendant's own statements, non-hearsay statements. And let me make a comment here too. I read that somebody did give a statement and they're trying to suppress it. But we'll get to that. Make sure y'all come back. We'll get to that. Non-hearsay statements, statements against penal interests, co-conspirator statements after Crawford, the evidence demonstrating the existence of the charged conspiracy and the defendant's participation in the conspiracy to murder Carlton Weekly on August 4th, 2020. Ralph Turpin, a witness to saw Weekly inside of Milani Boutique. Smart, Roberson, Liggins, Thomas, and Offord began making their way to East Oak Street to murder Weekly. Roberson made statements in furtherance of the conspiracy to cooperator 4, acknowledging that Roberson was on his way to murder Weekly. Okay, so they tell you right there that Roberson made statements. Turpin placed at least one phone call to report Weekly's location. Smart, Roberson, Thomas, Liggins, and Offord murdered Weekly and then split up in different directions. Offord made statements in furtherance of the conspiracy to witness 6. Roberson made additional statements in furtherance of the conspiracy to cooperator 4. Roberson made additional statements in furtherance of the conspiracy to witness 7. This time, for the purpose of concealment. CPD sees Roberson's Chrysler 300 the day after the murder, and Roberson calls CPD to get it back. Now, you know what? Y'all, they got to be kidding. If this is what they saying happened, they got to be kidding. The Charles Liggins made statements in furtherance of concealment of the conspiracy to murder Weekly. They got OBlock chains, social media, tattoos, co-conspirator statements, and conclusion. All right. So this is a table of contents of authorities. I'm not reading that. This is all about, I guess I'm assuming that they're referencing the case law that they use in this case. I don't know. Not an attorney, not reading it. 2 pages of it, 3 pages of it. Okay, Federal Rules of Evidence, number 1. Federal Rules of Evidence, that's on 17. Okay, the rules, page 18 and 17. We're going to be reading that as part of the paperwork. Okay, so let's get to it. The United States of America, by its attorney, Morris Pasquale, acting United States Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, submits the following proffer of evidence as to the admission at trial of certain co-conspirator statements against defendants Charles Liggins, Kenneth Roberson, to Carlos Alford, Christopher Thomas, Marcus Smart, and Ralph Turpin, and moves for the admission of such statements pursuant to Federal Rules of Evidence 104A and 801D to E and United States versus Santiago. I'm assuming that's case law. Introduction. In this submission, the government describes the law governing co-conspirator statements, outlines some of its evidence establishing the violent crime in aid of racketeering, VCAR. They got that in parentheses right here, y'all. I don't know what that is yet. Conspiracy charged in count 3 of the superseding indictment, and sets forth some of the co-conspirator statements for which a pretrial ruling by the court is requested in accordance with Santiago 582, and it's a bunch of numbers here, and established practice in the circuit court. I'm assuming more case law. The submission does not detail all of the government's evidence that would establish the existence of the VCAR conspiracy or all of the co-conspirator statements that were made in furtherance of the charged racketeering conspiracy. Rather, this submission highlights to court certain of the government's evidence sufficient to establish the existence of the VCAR conspiracy described in count 3 of the superseding indictment and the participation of the co-conspirators. As a result, this submission does not list all of the government's evidence or witnesses, nor does it provide all of the evidence that will be presented by identified witnesses. Ooh, y'all, they saying that this is just a little piece. They saying they got more evidence and more, and the witness is going to bring some more information. Finally, by presenting statements attributed to particular witnesses, the government is not committing to call each of the witnesses for each of the statements attributed. Overview of the conspiracy to murder Carlton Weekly. That's who FBG Duck is, you guys. In aid of racketeering, as charged in count 3 of the superseding indictment. On the afternoon of August 4th, 2020, Carlton Weekly, who made music under the stage name FBG Duck, was shopping for clothes for his son's birthday at Milani Boutique on East Oak Street in the Gold Coast. Now, let me make a comment. Y'all, like I told you in some of my previous videos, make sure you go watch them. The Gold Coast is probably the richest area. I'm going to say it's the richest area in Chicago. Okay. And Duck was down there shopping at the Gold Coast. And that's what I'm telling you. What happened is unheard of. People, you hear about people getting killed all the time in Chicago. and in the city. But for something like this to happen down here, I'm telling you, that's unheard of, and the city is not about to let that stand. Okay, they not about to let that stand. Running they rich people away. They ain't going for that. Okay. And let me say this too. It's so funny, y'all. When I started, I was calling him FGB Duck. You see what I'm saying? I ain't even had a name right. Y'all, I done came a long way. Okay, so let me keep going. At approximately 3:59 p.m., Ralph Turpin. Okay, now I think his street name is THFTZ. Don't stick me to it. Like I'm saying, if I had a drill person here, they could tell me if I'm right or wrong. Ralph Turpin and a friend of Turpin's entered into Milani Boutique and noticed Weekly. Weekly is a gangster disciple from the STL faction. Turpin did not like Weekly prior to August 4th, 2020, and knew to call rival oh, that's a tongue twister. And knew to call rival Weekly's rival gang members who would come downtown to kill Weekly. As a result, as set forth in further detail below, Turbin made at least one phone call inside of Milani Boutique to Weekly's rival gang members to come downtown to kill Weekly. Approximately 3 minutes after Turpin entered Milani Boutique at about 4:02 p.m., OBlock Black disciples who have a bitter, deadly rivalry with the STL gangster disciples began scrambling to make their way downtown. They departed their neighborhood at approximately 4:06 p.m. in two cars with Kenneth Robertson, Charles Liggins, Christopher Thomas inside Roberson's gray Chrysler 300, and to Carlos Offord and Marcus Smart inside of Offer's black Ford Fusion. Okay, so y'all, they telling us that these guys use their own car. Wow. And like I said, for some of you guys that came in, understand when I read this paperwork, this is the government's version of events. This is their persuading argument. This is how they saying things happen. This is their words. If you talk to the guys from O Block 6, they're gonna say it didn't happen like that. It happened a different way. I'm just letting you know. Okay. If y'all in the bushes, come say hi to me. Say hello or something. Y'all ain't gotta stay in the bushes, but we'll go ahead. Okay, so basically they took their own cars, y'all. Wow. Okay. And offers Black Ford Fusion. By the time the two cars arrived in East Oak Street at 4:26 p.m., Weekly was standing outside of a different store, Dolce & Gabbana, waiting to go inside. A total of 4 shooters, 2 from each car, exited and fired 38 times in 12 seconds, hitting Weekly 16 times. The person standing behind Weekly in a line 3 times, victim 1, and Weekly's friend who was in the car 2 times, victim 2. Okay, so they're saying the person standing behind Weekly in the line, so somebody got hit. Somebody, they call him victim 1, got hit 3 times. And then they were saying Weekly's friend, Duck's friend, who was in her car, she got 2 times. That's victim number 2. Turpin was standing across the street on the phone watching the shooting unfold. Okay, so Ralph Turbin, y'all could hear what they saying. Ralph Turbin called OBlock to come down there and kill Duck. Roberson, Liggins, Smart, Thomas, and Offord have each been identified from surveillance footage inside of the Parkway Gardens homes, Parkway Gardens, on the south side of Chicago, from which they departed to murder Weekly, and to which Roberson, Liggins, and Thomas returned after the murder. Okay, so they saying after the murder, Roberson, Liggins, and Thomas returned to OBlock. Offord, who had just purchased his Ford Fusion on July 28, 2020, returned to the dealership immediately after the murder, but along with Smart, was picked up from the dealership by a former girlfriend. The 5 of them have been identified in the surveillance video by friends. Y'all, this is wild. It's a security guard at Parkway Gardens, girlfriends, fellow gang members, and rival gang member and other witnesses. Similarly, Turpin was captured on audio and video confessing to what he had done inside the Milani boutique, although Turpin did not know he was being recorded. Oh, see, they saying he was running his mouth in the store and got caught. Number 3, overview of OBlock as an enterprise engaged in racketeering activity. Okay, this right here is the basis of the RICO. Once they establish you as a criminal enterprise, good night. OBlock is an enterprise as defined in Title 18 United States Code, Section 1959 B2. OBlock is a street gang and criminal enterprise situated in Parkway Gardens on the south side of Chicago. OBlock is a faction of a larger Black Disciple Street gang. Black Disciple Street Gang. Parkway Gardens is a fenced-in apartment complex consisting of approximately 35 buildings and is located between approximately 63rd Street and 66th Street on South Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. Because Parkway Gardens is fenced in and employs security guards at various checkpoints, OBlock members and Black disciples from neighboring allied factions have described Parkway Gardens as a fortress or headquarters. And this setup makes it difficult for opposing gang members to easily ambush OBlock members. They not lying. You guys, if you go by there, literally, there is a DT officer sitting outside right there by the entrance on King Drive, and then there's a security guard parked car sitting right there by the entrance, like a checkpoint. They not lying. If I get a chance to go back home, I might try and go by there and show y'all. It's crazy. It is like it's. I don't even see how people still get killed over there, y'all, because the ROMs is right there. They right there. OBlock is OBlock is comprised of members who engage in violent criminal acts, including murder and assault. OBlock is also comprised. Why do I keep saying that? OBlock is comprised of drug dealers. Some OBlock members make drill music, often bragging about their criminal activities, publicly claiming responsibility for acts of violence committed by OBlock, taunting rival gang members and mocking opposing gang members and their associates who have been murdered. OBlock members also use social media platforms to promote OBlock and disparage their rivals. At times, material to the allegations in the superseding indictment, OBlock had meetings where OBlock business was discussed, including acts of violence committed against OBlock members and violence to be committed against OBlock rivals. For example, Cooperator 1, a Black disciple initiated through the Newtown faction, but who lived in Parkway Gardens from approximately 2006 or 2007 to 2011, and continued to be active as a Black disciple while living in Parkway Gardens, may testify at trial. Okay, that's Cooperator 1. And if you guys follow the drill scene, you might have an idea who that is. If Cooperator 1 is called to testify at trial, the government expects that cooperator will testify that while he lived in Parkway Gardens, OBlock members, and it's got a parentheses right here, OBlock was called Wick City at the time. Okay, so that's the old name, Wick City. Would have weekly or bi-weekly meetings with $20 dues that were paid at each meeting. If a member did not pay dues, that member would be charged interest for unpaid dues. The money was pooled together for various purposes, including memorials and funerals for deceased members, bond money from members, and for purchasing firearms. Cooperator 1 continued to live close to Parkway Gardens after moving out of Parkway in 2011. Okay, so they saying that's the information that Cooperator 1 is supposed to provide. And let me explain this to you guys. People don't understand when it comes down to conspiracy. Once the government establishes your group of people as a criminal enterprise, that's the basis that they need to move forward with the RICO charge. Okay, so this little statement just saying that these guys are meeting, okay, having a meeting, paying $20 dues, and they're talking about money, money for materials, funerals, talking about rival gangs. That's all they need, you guys. But let me move forward. Cooperator 2, a current OBlock member, may also testify at trial. If called to testify at trial, the government expects that Cooperator 2 will testify that he moved to Parkway Gardens in the late 2000s and became an OBlock member in approximately 2007. Cooperator 2 will testify that OBlock members continue to have meetings and that only shooters and drug dealers are invited to the meetings. Cooperator 2 has been to meetings where firearms and narcotics were distributed to OBlock members. Cooperator 2 will testify that at the times material to superseding indictment, OBlock had structure, a hierarchy, and rules that OBlock members were expected to abide by. Both Cooperator 1 and 2 will testify that OBlock members may have received a violation if they did not abide by the rules, including but not limited to an organized beating, and that violations for OBlock members were discussed in meetings. Cooperator 2 will testify that at times material to the superseding indictment, the leaders of OBlock were Boss Top, known to law enforcement as Individual A, Duke, known to law enforcement as Individual B, BJ, known to law enforcement as Individual C, defendant Charles Liggins, and Davon Bennett, aka King Von, when he was alive. Hold on now. Bennett was murdered in Atlanta, Georgia on November 6, 2020. Okay, hold on. Let's run that back. So basically, Cooperator 2, they saying to somebody that lives in OBlock, and now they breaking down the gang leadership. Let's read it again. Cooperator 2 will testify that at times material to the superseding indictment, okay, these are the leaders of the OBlock. They saying Boss Top, known to law enforcement as Individual A. But see, I don't know if that means Boss Top was like the head or nothing like that. I guess they just got them all in here as being a part. Boss Top, known to law enforcement as Individual A. Duke, known to law enforcement as Individual B. BJ, known to law enforcement as Individual C. Defendant Charles Liggins, and Davon Bennett. Now, why they don't have them as individuals? Are these other guys deceased? I need a drill person to help me with this because I don't understand why they got these guys as individual A's. No, because King Von is deceased. I don't know. Defendant Charles Liggins and Davon Bennett, aka King Von, when he was alive. Bennett was murdered in Atlanta, Georgia on or about November 6, 2020. Cooperator 1 and 2 may testify that defendant Marcus Smart began to emerge as a leader within OBlock after Bennett was murdered. Oh, they trying to say Muwop took King Von's spot. According to Cooperator 2, Smart kept a fund for commissary and bond for incarcerated OBlock members, but but Smart wouldn't necessarily collect the money at meetings. Smart would go around every week and every other week to collect $100 from members, according to Cooperator 2. This has been ongoing in OBlock for forever. Okay, now I don't even know who they said. They did say who they thought Cooperator 2 was, but I can't remember. Okay, let's keep going. OBlock engaged in racketeering activities as defined in Title 18 United States Code Sections 1959B 1 and 1961 1. The government expects that Cooperator 1, if called to testify, that OBlock members made their money by committing burglaries and robberies and by selling drugs when he lived in Parkway Gardens. According to Cooperator 1, OBlock members controlled the drug trade inside of Parkway Gardens when he lived there and continue to do so today. According to Cooperator 1, OBlock members will use vacant apartments to store firearms and narcotics, and no one could sell drugs inside of Parkway Gardens without the permission of OBlock members. Dang, y'all, they trying to say they got it set up like the Carter, like New Jack City. They trying to say it was like set up like the Carter. That's crazy. The government expects that if called, Cooperator 2 will testify that marijuana, pills, and heroin are distributed in meetings. Cooperator 2 has personally seen OBlock members selling heroin and marijuana in Parkway Gardens, and Cooperator 2 himself was a drug dealer. OBlock members are generally the only people who can sell drugs in Parkway Garden and and OBlock members enforce that. However, according to Cooperator 2, other people who are not OBlock members can come into Parkway Gardens and sell drugs if they pay their percentage. According to Cooperator 2, OBlock members are expected to shoot at opposing gang members, and that is the only way to rise through the ranks in OBlock outside of having a lot of money from selling drugs or making music. Killers have more respect within OBlock than people who just shoot, and killing a high profile opposition member, often referred to as an op, will increase your status within OBlock even more. It's right there in your face, people. Wow. But you know, if you understand how gangs are in Chicago, most of them are like this. At least this is what I've heard and what I've seen. The shooters get more respect, and the people who got bodies under their name have more respect. Let's keep going. Okay. OBlock has a deadly rivalry with STL EBT dating back at least a decade. Cooperator 2 lived in Parkway Gardens and was active as a younger OBlock member back when OBlock was still called Wick City. O.D. Perry, an OBlock member, was murdered by STL member Jakara Barnes on August 11th, 2011. STL member Cooperator 3, who may testify at trial, will testify if called that Jakara was his sister and he has firsthand knowledge that she murdered Perry. Oh, wow. And for the record, I could be wrong, but matter of fact, I ain't even saying that. Y'all can think it out how you want. I'm not even gonna add to it. Okay. I'm just gonna read the paperwork. Okay, let's go back. Cooperator 2 lived in Parkway Gardens and was active as a younger OBlock member back when OBlock was still called Wick City. Odie Perry, an OBlock member, was murdered by STL member Jakara Barnes. I believe they call her KI on August 11, 2011. STL member cooperated 3 who may testify in trial would testify if called that Jakara was his sister and he has firsthand knowledge that she murdered Perry. Thereafter, cooperator 2 will testify Wick City became known as OBlock in Odie Perry's memory. The antagonism between OBlock and STL increased after Perry's murder. Cooperator 2 will testify that OBlock members were expected to shoot and kill STL members in order to maintain or increase their status within OBlock, and that killing a high profile STL member would substantially increase an OBlock member's status. If an OBlock member did not shoot at the ops, that person would from then on be treated like a goofy. Y'all, they actually got this in the paperwork. They say right here. They said the person would be treated right here, y'all. It's they treated like a goofy. Oh my god. Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm seeing. Okay. Hey, little mama. What's up, little mama? Hey, little Mac. I'm glad y'all hanging in there. Those are my R.Kelly supporters. Yeah, well, we talking about this duck case today. Okay, which is to say, at minimum, that person's status would decrease. Okay, so pronounce right here. Let's go back. Jakara Barnes. Cooperator 2 may also testify that Wick City was briefly known as Keita World after a beloved Parkway Gardens resident named Keita passed away from natural causes shortly before Odie Perry was murdered. Okay, y'all, we putting it together. I remember this name, Keita. What song was it? Doug mentioned this name in one of his songs. Okay. It's making sense. Okay, so it was Keita World, and then it was named OBlock after Odie Perry. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Cooperator 3, we're going forward. Cooperator 3 will testify that he has witnessed murders committed by OBlock members in STL territory. Oh my God. Who is this Cooperator 3? We got an idea of who one is. I don't know about 2. Yeah, I have no idea who 2 is. I think somebody said something, but I don't know. Cooperator 3 will testify that he witnessed murders committed by OBlock members in STL territory. Specifically, the government expects that Cooperator 3 will testify that he witnessed the murder of Dale Fisher, aka Squirrel, in STL territory in December 2011. According to Cooperator 3, Fisher was not a gang member but lived in STL territory. Fisher was murdered by OBlock member T. Roy, known to law enforcement as James T. Johnson, a 600 member. D. Rose, known to law enforcement as Individual D, as explained in further detail below. 600 is a Black Disciple faction allied with OBlock. Okay. So 600 is clicked up with OBlock. Okay. So they're saying that somebody named Squirrel was killed who wasn't even a gang member. Cooperator 3 was also present for and witnessed the murder of his sister, Jakara Barnes, by OBlock member Davon Bennett in STL territory on April 14th, 2014. I thought they said she died in 2011. murder of his sister during the damn Bennett territory on April 15th. I swear, y'all, they said 2011 just a minute ago. Cooperator 3 was also shot by Bennett during the indictment. Cooperator 3 was able to escape and saw Johnson waiting for him at the end of the alley he was about to run through. So instead, Cooperator 3 was able to wait until Bennett and Johnson left. Before leaving, Cooperator 3 observed Bennett stand over Barnes and shoot her multiple times. Witness 1, who may also testify at trial, also observed this murder. Witness 1 later saw Bennett come back to the neighborhood after the murder and state in a threatening manner that Bennett was from OBlock. So they saying that Vaughn came back to the scene repping OBlock. Boy, this is wild, y'all. This is wild. And I'm starting to kind of, in my mind, figure this out, who these people, who I think these people are, just based on following stories and stuff from the drill scene. Cooperator 3 will testify if called that STL members and OBlock members antagonize each other online, including with respect to deceased OBlock and STL members. Specifically, Cooperator 3 may testify that OBlock member individual A antagonized Cooperator 3 after Barnes' murder during FaceTime call with individual A claiming to be the one who drove the shooters to STL. Oh, Lord. I don't know. Do y'all remember who individual A is? Hold on. I'll write it down when we get to the rest of it. That's too much. Let me keep going. Where was I at? Individual is on shooting opposition gangs and only to rise in the ranks up like I done lost my spot. Cooperate. Okay. Cooperator 3 will testify that STL members and OBlock members antagonize each other online, including with respect to deceased OBlock and STL members. Specifically, Cooperator 3 may testify that OBlock member individual A antagonized Cooperator 3 after Barnes' murder during a FaceTime call with individual A claiming to be the one who drove the shooters to the STL territory. I think individual A was Boss Top. But you guys can go back and, listen to see who it was. Okay, D. OBlock was clicked up with neighboring Black Disciple factions. Cooperator 2 will testify if called that OBlock is clicked up or allied with several neighboring Black Disciple factions. OBlock and 600 have been clicked up since Cooperator 2 became an OBlock member. Cooperator 2 will testify that OBlock later became clicked up with Lamron. In parentheses, it says 64th and Normal in the early 2010s. And THF, which stands for Trigger Happy Family, sometimes referred to as THF 46 and THF 44 shortly thereafter. Okay. Y'all, I think Lamron is Lil Durk's old set. To my understanding, that's Lil Durk old set. And of course, Lamron is normal spelled backwards right here. That's normal spelled backwards. Okay, THF, they say in hand, stands for Trigger Happy Family. Okay, so they clicked up with OBlock. Okay, if a gang faction is clicked up with another gang faction, they work together and inherit and adopt each other's conflicts. So if 600 or THF is clicked up with OBlock, 600 and THF will also be in conflict with STL. Oh, okay, so this is how they got all of them against the STL people. I'm getting it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Don't forget, please donate to the channel. Hit the cash app for these doggone transcripts. Let me drink something or do a super chat. We definitely gonna have to do a part 2. Because this thing is 68 pages and I'm not gonna be able to read it all. I gotta run out. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure y'all can still see. Okay. Dead bitches. On July 10th, 2020, Weekly released a song entitled Dead Bitches, according to a number of witnesses who would testify, including Cooperator 2, rappers from STL, and rappers from OBlock, 600, and Lamron would often disparage the other side in their music. Dead Bitches, however, was a particularly blistering diss record. In the song, Weekly raps in a disrespectful manner about a number of dead OBlock members, including Odie Perry, T. Roy Johnson, Keita, and Sherrod Liggins, defendant Liggins' younger brother. Oh. The government expects that Cooperator 2 and others will identify the names of the individuals disrespected in this song at trial. On August 4th, 2023, Dead Bitches has almost 41 million views on YouTube. Weekly currently has approximately 430K subscribers on his YouTube channel. Wow. So they presenting Duck's song. It is cold, y'all. If you haven't heard it, put in FBG Duck and type in that title. And it is vicious. It is vicious, baby. Duck was a great artist and a lyricist. Okay, governing law. Federal Rule of Evidence 801D2E provides a statement is not hearsay if it is offered against a party and is a statement by a co-conspirator of a party during the course and in furtherance of the conspiracy. Admission of such co-conspirator statements against a defendant is proper where the government establishes by a preponderance of evidence that 1, a conspiracy existed, 2, the defendant and the declarant were members of the conspiracy, and 3, statements were made during the course and in furtherance of the conspiracy. United States versus Cruz, case law. Existence of and membership of in a conspiracy. According to the United States versus Santiago, this court must determine whether statements by the defendant's co-conspirator will be admissible at trial under Federal Rule of Evidence 801D2E. In making this determination, this court must decide if it is more likely than not that the declarant and the defendant were members of the conspiracy when the hearsay statement was made, and that the statement was in furtherance of the conspiracy. Okay, down here, it has some type of YouTube link. I might pull that up later. And number 4, these are like footnotes. It says no Sixth Amendment confrontation issues arise by the use of a non-testifying co-conspirator statements offered for their truth against the defendant because they are not testimonial. Co-conspirator statements are neither hearsay nor testimonial. Okay, so let's keep going. Furtherance of conspiracy, United States also. Okay, if the court determines the statements are admissible, the jury may consider them for any purpose. Under Santiago, the government must make a preliminary offer of evidence to show 1, a conspiracy existed, 2, the defendants and declarant were members of the conspiracy, and 3, the statements sought to be admitted were made during, in, and furtherance of the conspiracy. Case law. According to Bonjarelli versus United States, the court can consider the statements in question, the statements to be admitted, to determine whether the 3 Santiago criteria have been met. Seventh Circuit cases, construally Bonjarelli, have held that properly admitted hearsay, including statements admitted under the co-conspirator exception to the hearsay rule, may be used to prove what another person did or said that may demonstrate their membership in a conspiracy. They're using case law, you guys. While only the defendant's acts or statements could be used to prove a defendant's membership in a conspiracy, evidence of that defendant's acts or statements may be provided by the statements of co-conspirators. So they basically are trying to fight for the right to have what the co-conspirators state about these people to be true. Okay, so that's what they're trying to do. All right. While this court may consider the proffered statements themselves as evidence of both the existence of a conspiracy and the defendant's participation in it, the contents of the proffered statements alone are not sufficient to establish the existence of a conspiracy and a defendant's participation. Therefore, must also be supporting evidence or facts corroborating the existence of the conspiracy and the defendant's participation. They cite case law. The evidence showing the existence of a conspiracy and a defendant's membership in it may be either direct or circumstantial. They cite case law. There's no requirement under Rule 801 D2E that the government establish all elements of a conspiracy, such as meeting of the minds and an overt act. They cite case law. The government needs to only establish the existence of a joint venture for an illegal purpose, parentheses, for illegal purpose using illegal means. Footnote, a co-conspirator statement rule does not apply when a statement is not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. Accordingly, statements by co-conspirators may be admitted against a defendant without establishing a Bonjarelli factual predicates set forth above. When such statements are offered to show, for instance, the existence, the illegality, or the nature or scope of the charged conspiracy. Okay, case law. Statement that defendant out of cocaine, not hearsay, because show membership in conspiracy. Okay, they citing stuff from case law, war stories, membership in conspiracy. Okay, that's just part of the footnote. Okay, but y'all just wait. They got text messages. They have pictures of these guys. Just hold on. We gonna get there. Matter of fact, because I'm about to get off in a second. Well, let me see where we at. This is page 12. Yeah, we're not even getting to the juice yet, y'all. Oh my God. It is 68 pages. But look, y'all, they got the doggone. That's clearly a Chrysler 300. Got them on. This is probably the Bishop Ford. But they basically got the tags and everything. This is them in the car on the way to kill Duck. Allegedly, all commentary is alleged. Look, this is a text message. Just say up here, this say Mac. And it say, don't worry, B word. Okay, I'm gonna say how they got it in here. Now I don't know whose this is. Let's see what it says real quick. Duck right now. See, I'm skipping ahead. Let's try and see whose phone this is though. Okay, which is cooperated by Robeson's cell phone data. Robeson texted cooperator 4 to take the gun to Parkway Gardens because they were on Duck right now, meaning on the way to kill Weekly. Oh God, Lord have mercy. That just brings chills to my soul. Them knowing that they about to go kill somebody. Oh, allegedly. Okay, so this is who would they say? Roberson's phone. Up here it says Mac at the top. It says, don't worry, bitch. When I call you, you better. It says BTTAS. You better come like a bat out of hell. And it's then somebody replied and said, you know this, bitch. I'm finna put pipe up. Nah, wait, bitch. I got shit to do, bitch. Take it to the O. We on Duck right now. Check spot news. Now down here, this says SANE gang TWAUN. Sane gang twine. That's a picture of that. Maybe that's who they got the picture from. Somebody's site. I don't know. It says Turpin placed at least one phone call to report Weekly's location. Wow. Let's see what this is. Security guard. I'm jumping forward because Turpin was speaking in a wild and agitated state. The security guard inside the Montclair. Oh, y'all, they got a picture of the dude. I'm assuming this is Ralph Turpin. Oh my God, do y'all see this? They have him on camera, a picture of him in the stove. The security guy, when you leave, I'm leaving. I would have left if I saw. He clearly sees this guy taking a picture of him, and you ain't leave, and you stay in there talking, letting somebody hear your phone call. Child, y'all, this is too much. I can't take this case. I can't take it. Let me read what it says. Turpin also asked someone that he was speaking to on the phone what's D Thing's number and went to tell the person to whom Turpin was speaking to have D Thing call Turpin. Multiple witnesses are expected to testify that D Thing is Dante Banks Jr., the older brother of individual E. Multiple witnesses will testify the individual E is a high-ranking black disciple and at times material to supersede an indictment and is part of a black disciple faction allied with OBlock Lamron. Okay, so D thing, you guys, is the older brother of individual E. Oh, they talking about Lil Durk. D thing, you guys, is Durk's older brother. However, he was killed due to gun violence. Wow, they talking about a whole bunch of stuff. What is this? Y'all, they got pictures. Text message. Oh, this is sad. Oh, that's him. Oh my God. Right here say yes, sir. And down here it says FSC loaf guide. I don't know what that means. Oh my God. And that's Duck laying on the ground. Y'all, this is crazy. This is horrible. Like, and you could clearly see this is the boy inside. This is him inside the stove taking this picture. And let me finish up, and I'm get out of here because I also saw a motion to sever. Ralph Turpin, THF, I think his name is TZ. His attorney put in for a motion to sever, so he could have a separate trial from the rest of these guys in the trial. Cody's. Clearly, young man, you're a part of this. If you had not made this phone call, Duck will be alive. He wouldn't have died at this time on this day. They got you standing in the store. The security guard got you talking, and you have a picture of Duck dead on your phone. Let me see if they got something else. Ooh, they got y'all, these look nice. They got the OBlock chain right here. Say witness 9, Davon Bennett purchased the OBlock chains on Bennett's account throughout 2020. Specifically, Bennett spent $128,000 on OBlock pendants. Dang, that's some money, y'all. Danger. Woo! They look nice. On or about July 20th, Bennett ordered 5 OBlock pendants for $6,000, which he picked up on August 7th, 2020. Right after Duck's death. I wonder when he ordered them. We'll have to look into that. Okay, it said he didn't order them until, he picked them up on August 7th. Wait. Which he picked up on when he ordered 5 blocks, pendants. Okay, so he was already ordering these. Wait a minute. And see, that's why I get for skipping forward. It said Bennett ordered 5 more OBlock pendants on July 9th, 2020 for $6,000 each, which he picked up on August 14th, 2020. Bennett ordered 2 more OBlock pendants on August 14th and an additional one. Okay, so we need to find out if when he ordered the first batch. Oh, it say right here. And additionally, September 28, 2020, Bennett also ordered at least 1 pendant that read THF on September 17th, 2020 for $8,000. So I guess we supposed to assume that that's THF Teasy chain, like he got him a chain also. Oh snap! I ain't know they had all this, y'all, including Keita, Odie Perry. Oh my god! Wow, y'all, this stuff is deep. This gang stuff, you guys, is deep. From what I see, these are the dead members of people that lived in OBlock. It say long live up here. Wow. Woo! Oh wow. Here go King Von and Muwap. Icebox Diamonds in the store. I don't even know who these people are. But y'all, we gonna go over it. Y'all come back. I'm gonna try to I might come back later on. If not tomorrow morning, I might just go ahead and do a video. You might see a video pop up. But wow, you guys, let me come back over there where y'all at. This is a lot. This is really a lot. Let me show y'all this too. Wait, what page did I stop on? I stopped. Oh crap, y'all. I went ahead. I think it was page 8. Cause we didn't get to the juicy stuff, is down low. I think we was up here just talking about the conspiracy. Okay, dead bitches. 9. Cause I ain't reading all that part again. Existence of the membership of conspiracy court, United States, Santiago, bop bop bop. Okay, we gonna say we stopped at. Cause this is a bunch of boring talk. Page 19. Wait, no, that's day page 19. So right here, page 12. We're gonna stop at page 12. Okay. So I'll pick back up there. But again, this is a motion for Carlos, a motion to suppress evidence. To my understanding, when he was arrested, they went to his house and collected some evidence. Let me see what this says. Again, affidavit to suppress statements. I believe he made statements they trying to suppress. And I can't see the writing on this. But we'll come back, you guys. Thank you for coming to Skylife. Make sure you guys hit the like button, please, on your way out. I understand it's during the day. People are at work. So if you come in, please hit the like button after you watch it. Feel free to leave comments. If you know anybody from the families that might want to come and comment, they're welcome. If you know any drill people that can provide clarification to this, please let me know. They're welcome. Look, Lil Mac said, he said, that song was ruthless. You ain't lying, Lil Mac. That song, woo, got some legs, baby. Got some legs. Yeah, any drill people that could provide clarification, you're welcome on the channel. But again, thank you guys for coming. Shout out to the Kale supporters that came in here to listen to the duck content. And we have to grow this sector. I have to apologize. I did put up, you guys, some information. So Lil Mac and Lil Mama, I put up a previous BOP video. Make sure you guys go back and watch that. Hit the like button. And I put up some of the Kale's indictments and some of the Kale's paperwork. Also, for the people who like Duck, I did an interview with his cousin. That's under the video link. So make sure you guys go and watch that. Very interesting. and hope to catch up with him again soon. All right, you guys, that's it. As always, and long live Duck. And shout out to the families. The court date starts October 10th. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to attend, but it's gonna be 4 weeks long. You see what I'm saying? So you never know. But always remember, you guys, when you're talking about this drill stuff, understand these are real human beings and they have real family members. But thank you for coming. As always, do everything in God's divine order. Do everything in the spirit of righteousness to ensure righteousness prevails. As a last note, for those of you guys who are interested in shopping for the professional products, let me put this up. That's the channel that you need to subscribe to. And let me type the website in. I can't do it off my new channel, you guys. I don't have enough subscribers yet. And I'm going to do a video for that too, so you guys can see the content on the store. shopthepublishedlook.com. I guess I need to do www. Oh, God. I put it in the chat. Let me see. Actually, you know what? I put it on the community wall. www.shopthepolishedlook.com. Once you sign up for a membership, you're allowed to attend the online meetings where you could ask me questions in regards to hair care, product care, and your specific hair type and any type of recommendations. And you get access to the professional products online stores. They have hair tools, hair products, blow dryers, shampoo, conditioners, eyelash serum, all type of stuff for men and women, all hair textures, all styles. That's my ad. All right. That's it. Thank you guys for coming. Again, I'll have to do my closing again. As always, do everything in God's divine order. Do everything in the spirit of righteousness to ensure righteousness prevails. Sky Life loves y'all. Have a good day.